The starfish, also known as the sea star. It is classified in the echinoderm kingdom. Echinoderms use their skeletons, spines, toxins, and the discharge of sticky and tangling threads as defense mechanisms against predators. Sea stars are generally predators or detritivores, eating decomposing animal and plant material. Starfish, or sea stars, do not have brains. They only have nerves running from the mouth into each arm. They also have tiny eye spots at the end of each arm which only detect light or dark. Some of their tube feet are sensitive to chemicals, and this allows them to find their food. Starfish have a poorly developed respiratory system. They use simple gills and their tube feet to take in oxygen and pass out carbon dioxide. Sea stars have a very simple digestive system. They have a mouth, 2 stomachs, an intestine, and an anus. Sea stars can push their stomach outside of their body and insert it into its prey, allowing them to digest the food externally. This ability allows sea stars to hunt prey much larger than their mouth would usually let them.
Related organisms are the sea urchin, sea cucumbers, and jellyfish. In the circulatory system, they do not pump blood, they use seawater instead. Starfish usually reproduce by free spawning. They release their gametes into the water. A starfish life cycle usually begins with gamete fertilization, then it goes into the early life, and then it metamorphosizes into maturity, and then it's asexual reproduction. Starfish are not always star-shaped. Some of them can have over 20 arms. Starfish do not have brains or blood. Starfish have sticky feet to help them move, and there can be up to 15,000. Some starfish are cannibalistic, and one of the most cannibalistic species is the chocolate chip sea star. Sea stars may look attractive, but they are vicious predators with 2 stomachs that give them exceptional hunting abilities.
This is the crown of thorns starfish. It is covered in venomous spines, and they can measure up to nearly half a meter across, and that is about 1.6 feet. They pose a threat to careless divers and swimmers. They also can pose a threat to coral reefs. Doubling of phytoplankton levels has been linked to the major increase of the populations, and changing ocean temperature and currents, as well as declines in natural predators, have also been suggested to be factors in population booms. The low populations of crown of thorns starfish contribute to the diversity of a reef by feeding on fast-growing acropoid coral, which gives slow-growing corals a chance to grow more. Spikes in the population of these echinoderms can cause significant damage to the coral reefs. One of the most serious cases involves damage to the Great Barrier Reef. This is called a cushion star, or Calcita novaeguinea is their scientific name. At first glance, they're unrecognizable as a member of the sea star group. They have almost non-existent arms and a puffy blob-like body. They're often covered in tiny little spines, and they have developed the appearance of a pincushion. They can measure over 25 centimeters or 10 inches across and come in a range of colors. The sea star wasting affliction is caused by mass die-offs of the sea stars through decay, lesion formation, and ultimate fragmentation. It has possibly been linked to a densovirus, and it's been going on since about 2014 along the Pacific Northwest coast. There's a lot of vulnerability. Depending on what kind of species of sea star it is, it has a different level of susceptibility. Many people assume that sea stars cannot see because apparently they don't have eyes. But the only things that sea stars lack are blood, a typical central nervous system, and any sort of face. Their eyes are found on the tips of their arms, which is a very strange place for them to be, but they gather visual information to guide the sea star from any direction. They're similar to the form and structure of the eyes seen in arthropods such as insects and crustaceans. Many scientists have already known that they have eyes, but they wanted to know how they could see without a brain. A study has been done showing how sea stars could detect where they were going because they could visually sense things that were within 2 meters or 6.5 feet away from them. But it's only steady images that they can see, such as reefs, but they only stand out as dim splotches to help guide the sea star. Sea stars can technically change their gender whenever they'd like, but it depends on what species they are, because some species can go from one gender, then switch, and then even switch back again. Reasons for switching genders are diverse and may include breeding convenience, various responses to water quality, temperature, and food availability. Gender differences in sea stars are subtle from an external perspective, though males are smaller than females in certain species. Even flipping a sea star over may not always indicate its gender. While most species are born as either male or female, the cushion star is always born male, with individuals switching to female later in life. Sea star sexuality has many unusual aspects. First of all, some species have both male and female sex organs and can take on either role while mating. Second, sea stars do not generally touch while mating, but release sperm and eggs into the water to mix. Third, some sea stars are pretty protective of their young. They carry them on their back until they are ready to make their own way along the ocean floor.